Welcome back to Sunrise. Today we'll keeping our focus on some of those matters raised on the floor of the Senate. We've got Senator Sabi Abdullahi, who is the chairman, Senate Committee on Media and Public Affairs. He joins us on the line this morning. Good morning, Senator, and thank you for joining us. Let me get your...
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, let me get your personal impression, what you felt or thought when you heard about the letter, and when you heard about the letter that was written by the Minister of State for Petroleum to the President.
Well, as it is, I think definitely when one hears that, it's a little bit troubling. And of course, one will definitely want to see that at that level, things will be handled in a much more, robust manner. But as it is, it seems something is wrong somewhere, where I cannot say, but definitely it shows clearly something is wrong somewhere. And of course, based on the leaked letter, of course, you saw yesterday the chairman of the Senate Committee on Petroleum Downstream arising from the main motion on another aspect of the oil industry, of course, decided to bring that issue up so that we can all consolidate that and try to look through to see what exactly is happening so that we can actually set things right.
Okay, so at the level of the Senate now, what do Nigerians expect? Because that motion, as you just also mentioned, was brought up and so it was consolidated. So in terms of probing this allegation, because in that report we understand that the Senate is determined to stamp out corruption, what do we expect about this investigation?
Well, let me say that this 8th Senate has always shown its commitment to do the needful in terms of working for Nigerians to move this country forward in our own collective interest. And I think on this particular note, let me say that just like so many other reports that the Senate has been able to see through, definitely this committee will do a very good job, and definitely they will come out with the fact as it is. And I want to tell you that the Senate will leave it be as it is, so that the right thing is done, because it is only by doing those things that are right that we can move our country in the path to progress and prosperity for our own interest. So I think we have done it before, because up to this very moment, the Senate, through various committees, have been able to address more than 70 issues like this. In the past, people tell us that some of these things will just be swept under the carpet. I want to assure you that this will never happen in this Senate.
Okay, because I was going to also bring that up. But Senator, you also know that there are those who are also equally concerned that, yes, you've done similar things before in terms of your committees and probing some of these matters. But at the end of the day, will they heed the reports from the Senate?
This is where Nigerians and the media have to also help the legislature. Because you can understand that in many instances, the legislature is so much vilified. And based on that vilification, we tend to, we need to appear as if what we are doing is not in the interest of the country. If the parliament, the legislature in this case, the Nigeria National Assembly, is, giving all, remember we are representative of the people. And so whatever we come out to say, we are trying to do it so that the people will be the beneficiaries. As it is, you can see some of these things are mind-boggling. And by the time you look at the quantum of money involved, it is troubling. And yes, just the same yesterday, you saw we came up with another bill, a motion, where another committee, the main committee this time around, the Senate Committee on Agriculture, will be looking at a waiver that was granted, for some people to massively import, maize. So all these things to us is troubling, because it's distorting the economy, and federal government is trying its best to see that the economy is put on the right track. And so when we begin to get some of these little policies, somersaults, and actions by agents of government then the Senate, as representative of the people, or the National Assembly, when you look at what the reps is doing and what the Senate is doing, we have a duty to step up to make sure that we check some of these things. And I want to assure you that is what we are committed ourselves to, and that is what we are definitely going to do.
Do we expect maybe any live coverage of this hearings of the Senate? Is it going to be made public? What do we look forward to in terms of involving the members of the public on it?
Yeah, as you can see, when we have serious matters, yeah, okay. If I get you right, definitely there's going to be public hearing on this, and like you can see, in any instance where we have issues that we believe is of serious or high public interest, we try as much as possible to allow the media to give it the coverage so that the right thing is done and that people are able to see exactly what is happening. So I want to assure you that, of course, this committee will get down to work. They will come out with all the things they want to do, and I'm sure they will communicate appropriately if there's going to be a public hearing, when it is going to hold, where it is going to hold, and definitely the media will be informed so that they can give it proper coverage for Nigerians to follow what exactly is happening.